It goes without saying that the popular business television show Shark Tank is a fun and educational way to see how investors think. Well, our sponsor, the Another Bite podcast, is here each week to delve deeper into Shark Tank episodes, helping entrepreneurs like you by offering their own unique thoughts, spin-off companies, critiques, and even talking with some of the folks who pitch to the sharks and live to tell the tale. From squatty potties to mensch on a bench, and even that weird golf club you use as a toilet, which has definitely been my favorite episode so far. I do highly recommend that one. Another Bite takes a fresh look at some of your favorite episodes and answers what these entrepreneurs are up to now. It's an amazing show for getting a more in-depth look at how businesses are built. And no matter where you are in your journey of work or business ownership, you can be sure you'll walk away with a fresh perspective. So listen to Another Bite, brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Vital Farms. Isn't it bullshit to have to question where your food comes from? At Vital Farms, you can trace your pasture-raised eggs all the way back to the source, the pasture. On the side of each pasture-raised carton of eggs, you'll find the name of the farm where your eggs were laid. And when you look the farm up on their website, you'll get a peek at all the sunshine, fresh air, and open space the hens enjoy. Learn more and find out where to buy them at vitalfarms.com. Vital Farms, keeping it bullshit-free.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1180. 4 Ways to Avoid Complacency. Never hit pause on your career. By Laura Stack of theproductivitypro.com. And I'm Dan, your personal narrator, with you every single day right here, reading to you from these great blogs on work-related topics. And I'm going to keep this intro nice and short for you today, so let's get right to our post and optimize your life. 4 Ways to Avoid Complacency. Never hit pause on your career. By Laura Stack of theproductivitypro.com. Quote, "Success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid survive." End quote. Andrew Grove, Hungarian-American businessman and engineer. After finally accomplishing a tough task or achieving a long-term goal, it's human nature to want to sit back and take a breather. I deserve a little downtime, you might think. The Romans called it resting on your laurels because back then a laurel leaf crown was a common reward for winning an athletic or political contest. The problem? You might feel satisfied because you've gotten where you want to be or hit your numbers and rest on your laurels too long. When you've achieved a massive goal, I think it's indeed cause for a celebration. However, getting through a long day of meetings isn't cause for a mindless day the following day. When resting on your laurels turns into complacency, you have a real problem. Complacency can kill your business and your career. Indeed, it can be argued that complacency on the part of the Roman leadership ultimately resulted in the fall of the empire. Springing into action. No matter how successful you've been in the past, your company leadership and the general public live by the tenet of the old Janet Jackson song, "What have you done for me lately?" While past accomplishments remain important, they don't hold a candle to what you're doing now. If you're doing very little, you'll eventually starve yourself out of a career. So let's look at a few ways to avoid complacency altogether. Side note, this post is all about the dangers of not keeping yourself productive, but don't mistake that with keeping yourself too busy. Sometimes doing something unproductive is worse than not doing it at all. 1. Once you achieve a goal, set a new one right away. Goal setting is one of the most important contributors to peak performance. It's good to stop for a bit after stretching yourself to achieve a large goal to take a breather, then decide which new goal to set. There's always something new to do. As the old saying goes, if there's time enough to lean, there's time enough to clean. After a brief celebration and a few deep breaths, get back to cleaning up your organization's problems and challenges. 2. Maintain a few quote-unquote impossible goals. Even if you achieve your tasks for the week and hit the mark for a particular goal, there's no reason to stop working. Most of us have set long-term, even impossible goals for our jobs that we can chip away at during downtime, especially when waiting for the green light from your leadership on your next project. If you can finish even a few steps of that super tough goal, you may set things up so that you or someone in the future can achieve it. 3. Be a team player. Just because you've completed your task doesn't mean everyone in your team or division has. With the permission of your supervisor, go back and help your colleagues catch up if you can. In the archaeological field, Those who finish their assigned number of holes go back out in the field and help their slower colleagues get their work done. It speeds up the whole team and can result in finishing projects under schedule and under budget, which may result in a nice addition to your budget at the right time. And 4, scare yourself a little. I know people who incentivize themselves through negative reinforcement. They may tell themselves, if I don't successfully complete my next project, I might get fired. If I get fired, I might not be able to find a good job in this economy. If I can't find a good job, I won't be able to pay the mortgage or the car note. The wife and the kids will leave me, and I'll end up living in a cardboard box under an overpass. Of course, that's taking it to ridiculous extremes, but it works for them. You can use similar techniques to get yourself in gear. Scared straight. Ideally, your direct manager will have the wisdom not to let you rest on your laurels, accept things as they are, or let your busyness lapse. However, that's not always the case. So remember, it's up to everyone to avoid complacency, just as it's up to everyone to work on improving engagement and boosting performance. If you find it hard to get moving, put these tips into effect and find a few more to motivate you. A complacent worker is soon a jobless worker. You just listened to the post titled 4 Ways to Avoid Complacency, Never Hit Pause on Your Career by Laura Stack of theproductivitypro.com. Your business is buried in manual work, taking forever to close the books. If this is you, consider 3 numbers: 37,000, 25, 1. 37,000. That's the number of businesses which have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle. 25. NetSuite turns 25 this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less, close their books in days, not weeks, and drive down costs. 1, because your business is one of a kind, so you get a customized solution for all of your KPIs in one efficient system with one source of truth. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. NetSuite is giving you the power of having all your information in one place, helping you to make better, more driven decisions as a business owner. Everything you need to grow, all in one place. And you really can't put a price on the power and efficiency that comes with having all of your processes streamlined like this. This is truly an unprecedented offer. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist, designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free at netsuite.com/startup. That's netsuite.com/startup to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/startup. Labor strikes, climate change, your beat-up office printer. What do they all have in common? Come on, it's all about the money. Economics is everywhere and everything, fueling our lives even where we least expect it. If you're a fan of Optimal Work Daily and are curious to learn something new and exciting about economics every week, I recommend you listen to the Planet Money podcast from NPR. Planet Money is a different kind of world where the complex economy actually makes sense. Listeners can learn, laugh, and be entertained. And in addition, I find it to be really educational. Money can be tough to make sense of, and Planet Money is great at providing simple explanations for how money is really moving in ways we're usually not told about. The Planet Money team lives to tell a good story in around 30 minutes. It's econ for the rest of us. So tune in to Planet Money every week for entertaining stories and insights about how money shapes our world. Stories that can't be found anywhere else. Listen now to Planet Money from NPR, wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks to Laura, who is an award-winning keynote speaker and the best-selling author of 8 books, obviously known as the Productivity Pro for good reason. Her engaging personality, combined with over 25 years of experience helping organizations achieve results, have made her one of the most sought-after experts and keynote speakers in her field. Laura has been featured in the New York Times, USA Today, The Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur, and Forbes magazine, and has been a spokesperson for Microsoft, Danone, 3M, Office Depot, Xerox, and more. And if that wasn't enough for you, her client list includes top Fortune 500 companies, including Starbucks, Walmart, Bank of America, GM, Wells Fargo, and Time Warner, plus government agencies like the U.S. Air Force Academy, the Census Bureau, the U.S. Senate, and the IRS. So there's a lot to learn from her, and you can check it all out at theproductivitypro.com. You can see her videos, books, store, newsletter, and blog all right there on the same site. Again, that's theproductivitypro.com. That's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the post from Laura and that you'll click subscribe or follow if you're a regular listener. That really is a huge help to us in terms of keeping this podcast and our other podcasts in the network going. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for our Christmas Day episode, and that is where your optimal life awaits.